Alright guys, we're back with the house in Fata Morgana. And I also wanted to thank you all for the likes for this series. It's very much appreciated. So we're going to continue on from where we last left off. I still believe Jacopo is still a jerk. But you know what? You never know. We're going to see this part of the story through and see for ourselves how it turns out. So I hope you all continue to enjoy watching. And let's keep it going. Alright everyone, we are back. That evening, the white-haired girl sat in her room, staring sorrowfully at her phenacus wheel. A small mirror before her, she tried spinning the paper disc. But it was just not the same as before. Her husband was not there at her side, and even more critically, there was not a smile on her face. And then she heard a faint knock on her door. "Who is it?" "It's me, madam. It's me. May I come in?" "Oh, Maria. Of course, come in. What are you doing here at this time of night?" "I was just wondering how you were doing. Should I have left you alone?" "Oh, it's no trouble at all. I'm always glad to have you. You make me blush, madam. I got the feeling you were a little down in the dumps. So I'm not here because I need to be. I just kinda ended up here, I guess." "Maria. Sorry, I'm not making any sense. I can be a bit of a busybody, you know? Trouble with boundaries, I guess. Never been able to fix that." No, I don't consider you intrusive at all. I cannot count how many times your bright smile and cheerful energy have shone a light on me when things were dark. If I didn't have you, I would have given up already. You seem to see right through me. Even now, you are exactly right. I am feeling a little dispirited. That garden was an even bigger life raft than I thought. Perhaps I am being overly dramatic, but the roses were almost like children to me. I get it. I do. You put your heart and soul into tending that garden. It was obvious how much you loved them. Of course, it's gonna hurt watching a bunch of men stomp all over your flowers when you cared for them like your own children. Now, I know I said this once already, but you don't need to force yourself to put up with him, really. You don't have to bend to his will just because you're a woman. You can survive without him. Anytime you want to walk away, that's your choice. I mean, I'd sure be lonely if you left, madam, but your happiness is more important than any of that. So, you know? Thank you, Maria. I truly do appreciate it. But I would still like to wait for the day I can see his warm smile once more. I highly doubt that will happen. If you say so. Well, in that case, I guess I'll just have to be there to back it up. It'll be alright. You leave everything to this holy virgin. I'll have a stupid grin on my face no matter how down you're feeling. You really are the reincarnation of the Mother of God, aren't you? Oh, you. I told you, it's just a joke. Whatever. So hey, madam, how about a dance? Dance? At this time of night? Yep, and since it's so late, no loud music. All you get is a little whistling courtesy of me. But this room is too small for. We'll use the Great Hall. Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? He would probably complain about the noise too. No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere. The rest of the maids are in their rooms chatting away. No one will notice. Where I come from, we dance all the time. We take eat, drink, and be merry to heart. No food or drink for us, but we absolutely can dance. Dancing is a great way to forget all your cares. I'm not much of a dancer. No big deal, nobody's watching. Come on, put on a little fancy perfume and let's have some fun. I don't have any perfume though. Didn't think so. You've got all the right ingredients, madam, but you don't try to make anything special out of them. You've got so much potential, but not even a decent-sized wardrobe. At the very least, you should wear some perfume. Which is why, ta-da, I brought some with me. The maids are in love with this stuff. It's a big hit with women all over the country. The base is vanilla and it got several other fragrances mixed in. Give it a try. It smells divine. But Maria, Come on, what's the harm? Just a little splash on your wrist, like so. What do you think? Ah, you were right. It smells wonderful. Doesn't it? So you like it? Yes, very much so. Excellent. Now off we go to the Great Hall. Are we really going to dance? You bet your butt we are. It's not healthy to hole up in your room all day. I know you can't handle a lot of sunlight, but you still gotta have some fun and move your body. Come on, let's go. Oh, Maria. Though she looked outwardly uncertain as Maria led her forward, hand around her wrist, the white-haired girl seemed to be enjoying herself on the inside. Having spent her whole life without a single friend, she never dreamed the day would come when she would find herself being dragged through the empty halls of a dark mansion by another woman. Maria's presence seemed to shine a light upon the quiet corridor. It would have been a very lonely trek without her. Maria spun around, gave an impish smirk, and raised her pointer finger to her lips with a soft shh. The sight of it caused the white-haired girl to chuckle quietly. The two of them, on their way to their secret private ball, were like two adolescent girls. In short order, they arrived at the Great Hall. My heart was pounding all the way here. What's there to be nervous about? It's not like you're breaking any rules. Only kids get in trouble for staying up late. Once you've grown up, you're responsible for yourself. I'll say though, it seems rather odd for two women to dance together. Oh, if you're having a good time, what doesn't matter what's between your legs? Where I come from, there are dances where families lock arms in a big ring and go around in circles. So who says two girls can't have some fun together? I imagine you had many good moments with your family. Well, I don't have a family anymore. What? Alright, so I'll show you how it's done. Watch carefully, cause you're up next. Oh, okay. With a wide grin on her face, Maria began whistling softly and prancing across the floor with an energetic rhythm. It was not the kind of complicated dance you'd see at fancy parties. The motions were simple, flowing, unembellished, a folk dance, I suppose you might call it. She seemed to be improvising a little bit as well. But in any event, the white-haired girl was captivated. Despite it being a sequence of steps anyone could replicate, Maria breathed life into the dance. She was neither as lithe as an acrobat nor as light as on her feet as a professional dancer. She was her own lively, beautiful self. Maria twirled in place, the skirt of her maid uniform billowing gently up around her. With a smile, she extended her hand toward the white-haired girl. She hesitated for a moment, but as if being pulled forward by some invisible force, she took Maria's hand. Hand in hand, Maria ushered the white-haired girl into her dance. It was just the two of them, but you could almost see the crowd forming around them. The other people stepping up to join in. That's it, madam. Doing great. Now lift your leg up. Good, and spin like so. This is not easy, Maria. I'm having trouble following along. You can do it. Looking good so far. You're a natural, madam. Oh, Maria. I won't fall for your flattery. I mean it. The whispers of the two girls. Their muffled laughs. Step, hop, step, step. The rustling of fabric. Many different soft sounds layered atop one another, creating a little bubble of happiness in the center of the hall. The white-haired girl's movements were a great deal clumsier than Maria's, but Maria would never disparage her for that. On the contrary, she showered her with praise. As flustered as the white-haired girl appeared, I imagined she was quite pleased. Before long, the tightness in her face muscles loosened, a smile spread across her lips, and she began to brighten up. See? What'd I tell ya? Fun, huh? Yes. I'm quite surprised, both that I can dance and that I enjoy doing it so much. Glad to hear it. They exchanged looks and both laughed. That might have been the first time I had ever seen the white-haired girl so delighted. However, because of her infirmity, she quickly found herself out of breath, her porcelain skin flushed red. Maria immediately stopped for a break. She could surely have continued dancing for some time yet, but Maria was conscientious of the white-haired girl's physical condition. She looked over at Maria regretfully. My apologies, if only I had more stamina. I'm hardly a suitable partner for you, Maria. Sure you are. This is all to cheer you up, madam, so as long as you're having fun, nothing else matters. And heck, I'm enjoying myself plenty too. What do you think? Wouldn't it be nice to do this again sometime? Whenever you're feeling down, let's dance. If you really do enjoy dancing with a frail girl like me, then I would be glad to. Have a little more confidence in yourself, madam. You're so pretty and kind-hearted. I have loads of fun where I am with you. So you don't need to be so hard on yourself, got it? Thank you. The pleasure is mine. 'Tis an absolute honor to have a rare opportunity to see such a bright smile on your face, madam. My apologies for keeping you out so late. I should get back to my room. Oh, I didn't even realize what time it was. I'm more than up for a little more gum flapping. You have improved my mood more than adequately. I would not want you to be tired for work tomorrow. Oh, okay. Well then, let's get out of here. Yes, let's. I hope nothing bad happens to Maria. She's like the only spark of life in this jury mansion so far. I mean, the mansion is full of life considering there's a lot of people coming in and out, but it's still not the same because of this, what's his name? Jacopo's men and all that. Smiles on both their faces, they made to exit the great hall. However, before they reached the door, it swung open. A man's towering shadow cast the two women into darkness, his cold, bitter glare fixed on them. If I had even the faintest premonition this might happen, I would have done anything in my power to stop the two cheery girls on their way to the hall. But I am eternally powerless. See, this keeps making me believe she is the mansion, or a creation of the mansion to like oversee it, to constantly look after it, I guess, in a way. What are you doing? Standing before them in the doorway was the master of the house, Jacopo. I thought you would not be back until tomorrow. And how would you know that? No, forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you? No, what would I possibly want you out of this house for? I'm sure you know better than anyone. What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? And I have to say, you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you. Oh, missed out on that again. Let's go back to the backlog, shall we? Alright, look at you. You're out of breath, red as a beet. I made the right decision coming back. Where the hell were you going? No, I wasn't going. Jacopo, calm down, seriously. You shut it. Now you're taking this tramp's side? Oh, come on, Jacopo, really? I've told you before you are not to leave this house without first consulting me. Or do you mean to tell me you've forgotten? God, your ears aren't just for show, alright? They're better than that. They'll even throw out the parts you don't want to hear. No, I swear, I was not doing anything you... Silence! I have no interest in your excuses. You're always watching from the shadows, observing, trying not to step on anyone's toes. And in the back of your mind, you're mocking me. No, Listen up and listen good. You just try stepping out of line again. You just try disgracing me again. You will not get away with it. Wow. I guess it is true. No matter what she does, no matter how she lives her life, there's always going to be someone that's like thinking she's out to get them when she isn't. For the love of God. Go back to your room now. You too, Maria. Alright. God, what is this sickeningly sweet smell? How utterly infuriating. It'll take forever to get this off me. I always thought you had at least some sense of taste. Jacopo the fun killer. Why did he have to disparage her so? What did she do wrong? What did she do to deserve that? She did nothing whatsoever wrong. She deserved none of the ridicule he showered her with. However, she was not a strong-willed woman. She was not a strong-willed woman. She did not have the courage to retort to the man yelling at her. And neither did Maria, it seemed. Honestly, I thought Maria was going to fight back. But on another word, they both scrambled out of the great hall, away from Jacopo. The white-haired girl was a painfully miserable sight to behold. The cheer had drained from her spirit, and the rosy hue from her now pale cheeks. She was hunched forward slightly, looking like a small scared animal. Say, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. If I hadn't asked you to dance, and me bringing the perfume only made things worse. No, you need not feel bad about anything, Maria. Everything you did was with my best interest at heart. So, don't worry. I'll be fine. So madam, I'll clear everything up. I really am to blame after all. He wouldn't even give you the time of day if you tried. He's a stubborn little shit when he's mad. Wow. I'll talk to him. He's more likely to listen to me. I'll make sure he knows he was jumping to conclusions that I'm the one who dragged you out there to dance. And also that I forced you to wear the perfume. I'll clear everything up, okay? So please, you cheer up. I think it's a little late for that. She's like kind of broken. It would be best if I could tell him myself. But yes, you are right. He would likely not listen to me. He rarely ever listens to me. I should be ashamed. I cannot even hold a simple conversation with my own husband. These things happen, you know? It's not easy being married, in a lot of ways. Yes, you're right. I apologize for having you do something so unpleasant, but I would appreciate that. Oh, no problem at all. I'm happy to. No need to apologize, I've got this. I'll dunk his head in cold water until he's not blowing steam from his ears anymore. I'll cool him down, promise. And you never know, maybe he'll be open to listening. You could be back to the way you were a year ago in no time. God, that was a year ago too. Why? Oh man. Don't you worry, I'll take care of it, madam. Be positive. You look so much better with a smile on your face. Alright. Thank you. I doubt Jacopo would listen, even coming from Maria, and I imagine the white-haired girl felt much the same way. However, she grabbed onto that sliver of hope. She let herself dream. Ah, you poor young woman. She let herself believe, even just faintly, that everything would go well. Such is human nature. When uncertainty has you in its clutches, you grasp at whatever hope you can find to keep yourself afloat. That night, she did not sleep. She was afraid that even in her dreams, Jacopo would be shouting at her. She felt as though her memories of a year prior were beginning to crumble away. The next morning, Jacopo stood alone in the den by the billiards table. He appeared to be rather agitated. His face was twisted into a frown, his pointer finger tapping restlessly against the hard surface of the table. Evidently, no longer able to stay in one place, he paced a circle around the table, then swiped up a rack and cue, setting up a game of 9-ball. I am not intimately familiar with the ways by which men entertain themselves, but in truth, I was bewitched by the sight of him leaning over the table. It almost seemed as though a steel rod ran straight from his shoulder to the tip of his outstretched finger, upon which the cue was secured by another finger looped over it. With a smooth flowing motion, he thrust the cue forward slightly, pulling it back and repeating the process once more, before ramming it into the cue ball, sending it rolling into the diamond of colored balls. A chorus of clicks and clacks emanated from the center of the room. Balls collided with one another and ricocheted off the cushioned walls, a few landing in the pocket situated around the edge of the table. Jacopo appeared to have accomplished this with little trouble, but I imagine merely striking the cue ball with a stick would be rather difficult for someone inexperienced. But despite his accomplishment, it seemed to only exacerbate his agitation. Lousy positioning, he muttered, though I hadn't the faintest idea what he was talking about. What should have been a game for his enjoyment, he went about with a constant look of exasperation. I suspect he was using it as a way to blow off steam, and as a result, the tension in the air was palpable. I felt it would be improper to intrude upon him, even considering my distaste for the man. There was an undeniable beauty in every motion he made, every perfectly audible clack of billiards, balls bouncing off one another. It was an enchanting sight, but then someone without the slightest regard or appreciation for the beauty came marching in with a hammer to shatter it like glass. Gotta say, that was pretty impressive. The man leaned against the frame of the open door. He was neither a resident nor a worker of the mansion. The man's face was covered in scraggly stubble, his body draped in grime-caked garments. His eyes were sunken so deep it was as though I was looking at a fleshless skull, though there was a feral glimmer in them. Needless to say, he was not prim and proper. How long have you been there? His name is Tommaso. Not long, but man, I can't help laughing. You were completely in your own world there. What do you want? And why didn't you send a maid for me? Don't be such a hard ass. We ain't strangers, man. Why should family have to go through the maze to see you? That just ain't right, brother. Oh, okay. That's his family. Your door should always be open for family. Enough. I am not your family. We're bound by something even stronger than blood. By our family, our Koska. Don't. You only ever bring up the Koska when it's in your interest. Ooh, scary. Come on now, what happened to you, little Jack? Where'd the little boy who used to call me Uncle Tommy go? Don't you dare use that godforsaken name. Get the hell out of my sight. What in God's name are you doing here? The man hailed from the same country as Jacopo. They had a peculiar relationship, though they were not blood related. He referred to Jacopo as family. They came from a sunny island in the Mediterranean Sea, a place of many unique customs and an entirely underground society. Koska was a word that originated from and referred to those underworld families. It would be another 30 or so years before organizations like theirs received much public attention. At the time, they were not widely known. Just a short step into the future and they would grow so powerful the very mention of them would send a chill to the room. Hey now, that's no way to talk to a fellow Berzati. You're on the short list to become the next capo familia. Alright, see these new terms, man. We respect our brothers. That's how we operate. I could go home and say you threw me out of your house. How'd you like those rumors to spread? The soon-to-be capo familia wouldn't even listen to a little request. I very much doubt anything you said could damage my reputation. I ain't been exiled yet, and as long as I'm still one of them, they won't ignore me. Ooh, that's some mighty fine-looking whiskey you got there. Don't mind if I do. Nothing here is for you to drink. Booze is my lifeblood, man. No love for a brother? You worthless leech. It surely won't be long before you find yourself in exile. If you're lucky enough to get off the hook with just exile, that is. A child could snap that scrawny neck of yours. If I'm gonna go, I'd rather go tied up, tortured for days, covered in tiny little cuts from head to toe. You sick bastard. You disgust me. Call me a carnal adventurer. I despise the mundane. Last thing I want is to go out like a wet fart. Is this what you came for? To waste my time with your insipid nonsense? Oh, hardly. Surely you have an idea what I'm here for, and how much I need. Damn maggot. A worthless leech, a sick bastard, and a damn maggot. What other names you got up your sleeve for me? You son of a... Oh, missed that part. Missed that part. Do you honestly think this is how you ask for a favor? Whoops, excuse me. I beg of thee, O esteemed figure, capo familia. I'm bone broke, not even enough money to put bread on the table. Could you spare a little for a brother? You brought this on yourself, I'm sure. I hear more than enough stories about you, and hardly any of them pleasant. Drinking, gambling, debauchery. I'm humiliated to be in the same koska as you. You want to make money playing, you gotta learn the game first. Says the worm who played himself into oblivion. Now, do you honestly believe I'll give you anything? Oh, but you will. You've got no choice. Koska rules. You're required to help a fellow countryman. Especially considering how few of us there are stranded on this colossal landmass. You won't even notice the money's missing. It ain't because you can't, but because you don't wanna. But Jacopo, being a tight ass does nothing for you. Me coming to you for help keeps your good name clean. That's the thing about being boss. You quietly keep little like me out of trouble, so that trouble don't come raining back on you. Huh. You do not seem to understand your place. Rather than lecturing me, you should be on your hands and knees begging and crying for my help. If that's what you want, I'll gladly comply. Happy to kiss your boots while I'm at it. Don't even think about it. Know this, there won't be a second time. I will be reporting your conduct to the family back home. I look forward to seeing how they deal with you. Just try to have a little mercy, would you? Hey, is there a maid around? It doesn't matter who. How may I serve you, master? Get a single stack from the safe. Here's the key. It goes without saying, but don't touch anything else. Give the money to that man as you're escorting him out the door. As you wish. Is that all you needed? Yes, now get to it. Very well, excuse me. Well, that's one looker of a maid you got there. But there's something, I don't know, eerie, strange about her? Fancy that, we agree on something. How long she been working here? Couldn't tell you. As I recall, she came with the house. Is that the kind of woman you fancy? A gal you can't read will always be interesting. Is that so? Now that he mentions it, how old is that woman? Though I suppose it doesn't much matter. Oh yeah, Jacopo. One other thing I wanted to talk to you about. What is it this time? And if it's more of your blather, I will shoot you dead where you stand. Now, no need for threats. This one's about your better half. What about my wife? Well, To put it simply, yeah. She came to me asking for advice, looking a little distressed. My wife asked you for advice. Yep. From the sounds of it, you're pretty rough on the little lady. That just ain't right, man. You managed to snag yourself a broad that pretty, you ought to treat her at least a little better, you hear? She looks good with a smile. You gotta make her show it to you every once in a while. Why would she come to you about that? Don't ask me, maybe she ain't got no one else to talk to. And you know, for whatever it's worth, I am part of the same Koska. Guessing she thought I'd get through to you easier. Really, you just have to put a little more thought into how you act around her and she'll be smiling for you like always. Oh yeah, I got just a thing. Women love this stuff. I'm sure she'd be thrilled. Is that Perfume? Haven't you heard? Everyone's talking about it. I'm a big fan of the stuff too. Smells great. Pretty girl smiles at you wearing some of this. Any man would fall in love in an instant. You've never given her nothing fashionable before, have you? May look just like a scented water, but you can't let that fool you. Unless it's scented flower. Go on, give it to her. You like a nice smelling lady too, don't you? A little bit of scent can give a different flavor to your nighttime excitement. Vanilla. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll be taking my leave. Don't want to keep your maid waiting too long and get on her bad side. Hold on, Tommaso. Why would she make it last? That's all the advice your Uncle Tommy has for you. Ciao. Wait, Tommaso! I could go after him. It would be a simple task to catch him, grab him by the neck, and make him tell me. Tell me where he spoke with her and what she told him. But why? Why will my legs not move? Asking him for advice, fashionable perfume, her smile? She looks good with a smile. She'll be smiling for you like always. That can't be. She hardly ever smiles around me. But she'll smile for him? Last night, when she was short of breath, having such a grand time wearing that perfume, getting ready to leave the house, just who was that smile for? God damn it. Don't you think I'll let you run free any longer? His eyebrows were furrowed, creating deep creases on his forehead. Wow. Okay, so this guy's got a lot of insecurities after all. Alright everyone, I'm going to end the video here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, we're going to see this part of the story through. So thank you all, and until the next one.